Hello, everybody. Oh my gosh. Technical malfunction. Okay, I'm hoping, because I'm super late starting, 10 minutes late, I'm hoping that some of you are going to find me. Hang on. We are going to dive in, and I'm hoping I'm actually showing up because I've just had a whole Facebook. Yes, Lucy, you're here. Beautiful Lucy. Can you see me? I assume you can. Hi. Okay, hopefully a couple of people will find me in a moment. We'll hop on. Apologies for being late. Facebook just did something really weird to me. So before we dive in, usually there's a preview on my page before I go live, and it wasn't working. So I thought my camera wasn't working, and it was. Anyway, okay. Hello, welcome to day one of the challenge. Business stripped bare. Business stripped bare. It's time to get raw, get real, get limitless, and create your first 5 to 10K months and beyond. And we're going to be diving into everything that you need for that during this challenge. So as you're hopping on, whether you're live with me now or whether you're watching the replay, say hello. It's awesome to see you here. So Lucy, I can see you here. We've got quite a few other people hopping on, so please say hello. Give me a few love hearts to to get me back in the space after a slight little meltdown that I was just having. Literally, I was having a meltdown. Zoe, lovely to see you here as well. Fabulous. So hopefully a few more people will now find me now that we finally managed to rock and roll. So today, day one of the challenge, we're going to be talking about something so important when it comes to growing your business. What I would love you to do is, if you haven't got pen and paper, go and grab pen and paper so you can actually work your way through this, because it's a full training in itself. I really want you to get the most value from this possible. So hi everyone. So hi Shazni. Who else? We've got a couple of other people. Say hello. So today we are going to be breaking through the hype of being all in, and I'll tell you exactly what I mean by that in a moment, and unlocking the powerful truth that leads to limitless clients, money, and abundance in your business. Now, Suzanne, hello. Faye, hello. Mwah. Fabulous to see you all here and live with me. That's awesome. Well done for finding me. Even though we were late and had a little kind of mini tech meltdown, which is why I was late. So apologies, and thank you so much for waiting and for finding me. Okay, so let me tell you what I mean by the hype of going all in, because I believe it can be one of a real big block in our business, and it can create a really disempowering cycle where we beat ourselves up, therefore don't do the work, therefore feel unworthy, therefore feel not good enough, not getting results, lose belief, and then we go around that cycle again and again and again. So we all know the hype of going in all in. We've all heard it so many times from all the like big players, gurus, your Oprah Winfrey, your Tony Robbins, your whoever it is you might be. It's like, go all in. Are you ready to go all in? And everyone's like, yes, oh yes, I'm ready to go all in. I'm ready to go all in. Because in the moment you are, right? And we hear it so often. So I want you to tell me, how many times have you in the moment been like, yes, I am all in, I am doing this is happening, and then you've kind of gone back to real life, or you've gone back into your usual routine, you fall out of that momentum, and then you start questioning yourself around, well, hang on a minute, oh my God, like what happened? I was at that event, or I was watching that training, or I was part of that group, or whatever it was, whatever that magical space was that you were in at the time, where there was that question given to you, and it was like, are you all in? And you were like, yes, I am all in. I am doing this. I am ready. I am ready for those next level results. I'm ready to move my business forward. I'm ready for the clients. I'm ready to show up more fully. I'm ready to take more action. I'm ready, right? How many times have you been in that space and then you fall out of that space? And then here's the bit, because when you fall out of that space, you then go into judgment. And when you get into that self-judgment, what are the kind of things that you tell yourself? So tell me in the comments, tell me, what are the things that you tell yourself when you go into that place of self-judgment? Because you said you were all in, and then you lose the momentum, and you kind of fall back into that space of maybe self-doubt or procrastination, or holding back in some way, or playing small. Lots of new people hopping on, so please do say hello and tell me in the comments. I want to have a look at where you are. So we've got Suzanne as well with us. Oh, how do I say your name? Is it Razor Goldust? Gorgeous name, but I'm not 100% how to pronounce it. Okay, so a couple of you saying yes, you know that. Oh, well, so in that moment, you tell yourself things like, I have no discipline, or I can't do it, or why am I not better at this, right? How many of you have felt that, said that to yourselves in the past? And so we get into this cycle, and it can happen to anyone, right? So we don't need to, what is actually really helpful is if we take away that judgment that we're putting onto ourselves, and we see it for what it is, not worse than it is, not better than it is. We just see it as the truth of what it is. So we fall out of the momentum, we go into self-doubt, we go back to our normal, right? And that's why this hype of being all in actually disempowers us far more than it empowers us. Because every single time you say, hell yes, I'm going all in, I'm doing this, and then you don't, you're creating evidence that your subconscious goes to again and again and again to say, oh yeah, but you said that before and you didn't do it, so why is now going to be different? So every single time you do it, you widen that neural pathway, you make it a stronger pathway, and your subconscious goes, oh yeah, I've been here before, she says she's all in, but she's not really, nothing's really going to change. Next week we're going to be in the same place, next month we're going to be in the same place, next year we'll move forward a little bit, but not these magic marvelous things that she's been telling herself and hoping for and wishing for. And so what we need to do is we need to make a decision. We need to make a decision and make a real commitment about that going all in. But before we can even do that, we need to take a step backwards, and we need to look at, well, what the hell is all in? What does all in mean for me? What does all in mean for you? Because unless we're really clear on what it is, how can we go all in? How can we really create those results? Because going all in feels like this big, big thing, right? It feels like this big thing. It feels like somehow we're going to make this decision to go all in, and tomorrow I'm going to wake up to a whole different life. I'm going to wake up to a whole different business. I'm going to wake up to a whole new set of results. And in a way, that's true. Because when you really make that decision, when you really make that commitment, you step into a new version of yourself. You step into a new reality. You tune into a new channel of possibilities for yourself. But what does not happen is your world around you, the results that you have been creating, they're exactly the same. So in the outside world, nothing looks different. The change has happened internally. And that's where there's this lag time, right? There's this lag time between you making the shift, you making the decision, you making the commitment, you deciding that, hell yes, these are the results I want. This is the business that I want. This is what I want to achieve. This is everything that I'm ready to say hell yes to. When you're in that moment and you're like, hell yes, I am all in. It's all internal. It's not external. And that's why that self-doubt creeps in, because you look at the world around you and you're like, but nothing's different. Nothing feels different. I'm still in the same house. I'm still in the same marriage. I still have the same children. I still have to make the same packed lunches. I still need to clean the floor. I still need to, like, whatever it is. And so there's a mismatch. There's a mismatch that's happening between your current reality in terms of, and that current reality is an echo of the beliefs and the action that you have been taking, versus this quantum leap internally that you've taken into this place of commitment and drive and new results. So there's this mismatch going on. And what happens in this mismatch is, internally you keep seeing the reality that's alive right now, and you're going, but hang on, I've changed, why has all this not changed? And that's what makes you go into that place of self-doubt. That's what makes you then start thinking, maybe I can't do this because the results aren't here now. And that's why people take their foot off the gas a little bit, because then they get scared that if they're all in and they don't achieve it, they'll have failed. And that fear of failure creeps in, and it's the thing that holds you back from being all in. So you give it 60%, 70%, whatever it might be, but you do not go all in. You hold yourself back because of fear of this isn't happening, because currently my outside reality is not showing the results yet. Okay? Who's with me? Who gets this? Who understands exactly what I'm talking about? And who's felt this? Who's felt that mismatch between that internal steps that you've taken forward and the external reality, and that kind of waiting for it to shift, and if it doesn't happen quickly enough, falling out of momentum, falling out of belief, and therefore letting yourself off the hook, basically. Because I know 100%, hands up, I have done it in the past. I catch myself out. I'm getting better and better at doing it. At catching myself out, not practicing it. So tell me where you are. Let me have a look. You go into those questions. Is it for me? Is it what I should be doing? Where are the results? Yes. Helen, lovely to see you here. Clara, lovely to see you here. Nick, lovely to see you here. Lucy, I've been doing it no matter what. Absolutely love it. Yes. Okay. Yes, you stop before the results. Yes. So you internally then fall out of that belief before the results get to show up in the world externally. And that's what stops people from going all in. And that's what stops people from getting those big results, the exciting results that you really want. So my first question for you is, what is going all in for you? What does it look like? What does it mean? And I want you to answer this. So answer this in the comments for you individually, not worrying about what anyone else thinks, what society thinks or anything else. What for you is going all in? How do you know the difference between when you're all in and when you're not? So I really wanted to put the comments in here because this is really, really important, because if we don't define that, if we don't know what it is, we don't know if we're in or if we're out. So for me, some of the things that I know when I'm all in is I take risks in my business when I'm all in, because I'm in that space of belief. Like I trust, I believe that by taking this risk, by making this investment, by saying yes to this thing that feels scary, that feels like this huge leap forward, I know that if I say yes to this, it's going to move me forwards. So when I'm all in, I take those risks. When I'm all in, I make those investments, those big investments, because I believe I'm like ready to go. I am all in, so I will make sure that I make this investment back 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, however many times. So there are two of the things that I know I'm all in or I'm not. I know I'm holding back if I go, oh my God, that's really expensive, I don't know if I can afford that. Because what I'm saying when I say that to myself personally is, I don't know if I believe I can earn that money, get those clients, grow my business to that level. Do you hear me? And I'm guessing that there's definitely going to be that happening for some of you. So I want you to start noticing that difference, the difference in you between being all in versus not being all in. So for me, calculated risks, investing in my business, constantly learning and growing, actually feeling that internally, feeling like all this new information is kind of hitting me, boom, 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 boom. So I'm in that space of being able to share and teach more because I'm full of new information to give. So that's another one. Put in your comments, by the way, while I'm like sharing mine, put yours in, because we want to hear them. And this is part of you connecting with the training. This is part of you taking that step forwards. So getting used to being outside of your comfort zone, right? It's that whole, I've written posts about it before, getting comfortable being uncomfortable, because actually if we're going to always stay in our stretch zone, so I'm sure you're with me and you've heard me talk about this, we have our comfort zone where we take the action that we're used to taking. We have our stretch zone, which is, oh, this feels uncomfortable, I'm not used to doing it, this is new, it's a bit like, oh God, I feel a little bit scared. And then we have like our freak out zone, which is where we've almost like leaped a bit too far for ourselves and we freak out and we actually sabotage ourselves. So where we want to be obviously is in our stretch zone all the time. We want to live in our stretch zone, but to live in our stretch zone is we've got to actually get used to being uncomfortable, because it means we're constantly taking new action, we're constantly trying new things, we're constantly striving for more, yes, in total gratitude for what we've got. So this is never like not being present. This is never about like not being massively grateful and thank you for everything we've received so far, but it's also knowing that like one of our gifts as humans is that we get to grow constantly, we get to learn constantly. Right, let me see if you've put some things. What other things did I have? Things like having clear boundaries. That's a big one for me. If I'm not playing, like if I'm not all in, if I'm not playing full out, I recognize that I stop honoring my boundaries. So I'll say yes when I want to say no, or I'll say no when I want to say yes, or I'll put others' needs before myself. So I'll do those kind of, those boundary things. That means I'm not showing up, I am not believing in myself, I'm not in that all in zone. Let me see what you've been putting. feeling a stretch, doing things that make me scared, but knowing deep down that I'm going to move forward and advance forward. Yes. Feeling in flow, feeling connected. Brilliant. Showing up fully, have to go deep with and listen to your heart, not your head. Yes, that's a big one, right? Listen to your heart, not your head is huge. Force myself out of my comfort zone and take a risk. Yes, taking risks. Yes, you're all with me on the taking risks. Love it. Commitment to daily non-negotiable self-development. Yes, the non-negotiables. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Helen, you read my mind. You did this last night on the training. Yes, that commitment to the non-negotiables, self-development, lead generation, taking risks, doing things I've not done before. Love it. Suzanne, you say it's a feeling, so you recognize that feeling inside. Fabulous. Zoe, that's me. I'm scared to take risks. I start too much in my comfort zone. Yes, and there doesn't need to be judgment. You don't need to judge yourself around that, right? It's like, okay, I just recognize it, and how do I want to choose differently? What am I going to do moving forwards differently? Showing up in a way that feels scary for me and uncomfortable. Talk about whether I'm feeling, talk about whatever I'm feeling without thinking of what the outcome of what the person's reaction will be. Yes, being consistent. Yes, feeling comfortable with being uncomfortable. I don't think I've ever gone all in yet. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Rituals, visibility. Fab. So some brilliant things there, right? So you get the difference, you feel the difference, you know inside of yourself when you're being truly honest with yourself, whether you're being all in or whether you're kind of letting yourself off the hook and not, for whatever reason that might be. And there are always reasons, and we don't need to go into judgment around that. We don't need to beat ourselves up. We don't need to be like, oh God, I'm so crap, I've done this again, and why am I so stupid, why did I do that, why can't I? Like, it's really easy to go into judgment, but judgment doesn't help us. Judgment actually takes us a step further back still. So release the judgment, because we're all just totally bloody human, and so it's okay, it's absolutely okay, and we can just choose something different today, right now, moving forwards. Okay, so now that we know what going all in looks like versus not going all in, I've written some notes. You're impressed. I don't write notes very often, but I wanted to make sure that I got through everything and I didn't forget some of the fabulous stuff I wanted to share with me today. What I want you to do is I want you to actually write this down on your page. I want you to split your page in half, a little bit like this, and I want you to write, like, what is your current normal, where are you living currently versus your new normal, because this is actually absolutely hugely part of being all in, right? At the moment, how all in are you being? And this is where I come to what Suzanne was saying, right? Because we can fall into the trap of thinking that being all in means doing big things. It means doing like the big scary things. Like, being all in means I've got to write the book. Being all in means I've got to climb the mountain. Being all in means I've got to stand on the stage. Being all in, and we think it's the big things. And yes, it is the big things, but actually more important than the big things are the little things, which is what Helen mentioned earlier. So the little things, it's the little consistent action actually of being all in that makes the absolute difference. I'm sure you've read the biographies, heard, you know, those super successful people in our world, the Tony Robbins, the Oprah Winfrey's, they're two of the people who always come to mind because I look up to them and I think they're fabulous. They talk about the fact that success looks like it happens overnight, right? One day someone's unknown, the next day they're everywhere, and it's like, boom, oh my God, look at this success they've created. We all know that's not true though, right? We all know that success is created day by day by day by day, showing up again and again and again, doing what's uncomfortable again and again and again, choosing to be outside of your comfort zone again and again and again. And then at some point you get to that point where the leverage tips and you go from unknown to known. You go from like that place where you wanted to be to the place that you do want to be. And so part of that, the thing that makes that difference is the daily to-dos. It's how you show up every single day, and it's how within every single day you show up within the moment. So within the minute, within the hour, within the couple of hours. It's the little choices that you make consistently that make the big change. So when we think about your current normal versus your new next level normal, what are some of those small differences? There might well be the big difference as well, right? So it might be, actually, I'm going to go for the big fish rather than fish the little fish. So instead of messing around doing this and this and this in my business, I want to actually have a bigger reach, or put my message out more, or speak more of my truth, or have a bigger impact. So what is that specifically? Write that on the side of your new next level normal. And on your current normal, well, what is it that you're doing right now? So let me give you some examples. Maybe your current normal is I press snooze on the alarm. Maybe your current normal is I let myself off the hook of doing that phone call. I put it off till tomorrow. Maybe your current normal is you keep, when you're creating a new program or putting something new out, you cut your prices down. You like have this idea, maybe you go, oh, I want to charge like 5,000 for this or 2,000 for this or whatever, and then you question yourself and go, oh, but no one might pay it, so actually I'll just bring it down a bit. What are the other things that is your current normal where you know you're not playing full out, where you know those little tiny tweaks could make a huge difference? Is it in how you have sales conversations with people? Is it how you're investing in your business? Is it like, what is it for you? And I'd love you to put some of those things in the comments. I want to hear what they are. Versus, and again, share this as well in the comments, if you are playing all out, if you are saying, hell yes, I am all in, I'm making the commitment, I'm absolutely doing this for good, and I recognize that there's going to be lag time between the internal change and the external change, what are those things that you are then doing on a daily basis? How does your new next level normal look different to your current normal? Because this is the thing that makes a difference, right? If you continue doing the same thing every day, you're going to keep on getting the same results. We know this, but people fall back into it because it's habit, because it's normal, because it's comfortable, because this is the world as you know it, because this is what you do, this is how you know what to do. And when you start leaving that space and growing into a new space, that's when people get into overwhelm, right? And that's when people can go into that self-sabotage because, oh my gosh, the questions that come up, I don't know how to do this. I can't take different action because I don't actually know what that action should be. Like, that's a really good form of self-sabotage. Another one is, I'm not ready. I just need to learn this first, or I need to do that first. I need a website first, or I need to set up a membership page first, or I need to like build my community or whatever. Like, I need to do something else first. So another form of sabotage. I've totally lost track. I've skipped forward and lost track of what I was talking about. But we need to like catch ourselves on these things and recognize that it's not true, that it's just that sabotage coming into place. So what is your current normal versus your new next level normal? Because the difference is in the detail. Let me see what people have been putting. Pricing some of your packages. Yes, no excuses. Waking up and feeling fabulous. Treating yourself like a VIP. Like that. Love it. Not letting go of the wrong people. Ooh, that's a big one, right? Yes. So all of those things, so important. Small differences, some might feel big. So letting go of the wrong people can feel like a big thing, and it can feel scary, and there might be lots of beliefs that come up around that. And it's spending a bit of time to dive into it, because here's one of the things that we naturally do. When we have to make a decision, when we want to do something, we can just kind of not look at the detail. We put our heads in the sand. It's just like, oh God, I've got to do this. I've got to do this. And it becomes this monster. It grows bigger. It becomes harder. It feels like a bigger thing to do than if we really look at it. So we need to pull down the BS of that. We need to really look at it. We need to get, well, what is the reality of this? What do I need to say? What impact is it going to have? What do I believe about it? What do other people believe about it? What do I need to believe to be able to move forward with it? So I'm starting to talk too fast, aren't I? So I want you to get clear on what the difference is between your current normal and your new next level normal. Really, really important. And then we get to ask ourselves a really freaking important question. Why are you not already living your next level normal? Why aren't you already doing it? Because you know you want it, right? Yesterday you knew you wanted it. I bet last week you knew you wanted it. I bet a month ago you knew you wanted it. There might be one or two people who watch this back who are like brand new. It's like a new decision. It's a brand new thing. But I bet 99% of the people who watch this, whether you're live with me now, whether you're watching it back on the replay, you've known you've wanted to move forward for this for some time. So why has it not already happened? What is the story that you've got going on internally that's actually holding you back? So is it a story of fear? Is it a story of not enough time? Is it a story of fear of failure? Is it a story of not being ready? Like, what is your story? And I'd love you just in a couple of words, because I know your stories might be a big thing. And what I'd love you to do after this, if you've got a bit of time, it would really, really serve you to actually sit down and look at your story, journal it out, write it out, get it down on paper so that it's out of you and external. because then you can look at it in a different way, and then you can release it. You can release that story and choose for it no longer to have a hold on you. So what, in a couple of words, is your current story that's stopping you from already living in that next level normal? Why not? So self-doubt holds you back, putting things off, self-sabotages versus posting bravely. Oh, I like that, posting bravely. Being me, posting more, not putting things off until perfect. So that perfectionism, yeah, that's a big one for lots of people. Absolutely. Okay, new normal. Letting go of people not ready, tuning into new frequency where my clients are waiting. Love it, Faye. Contented to get there slowly. Yes. So that's the story in itself, right? That whole, I can just go slowly. I don't need to do it quickly. I can just go slowly. I'll tell you one of my stories. I've just remembered as I've been talking to you, one of my stories that definitely put me on the go slow mode for quite a long time was this fear of, I have to have balance in my life. I need my life to be balanced. I need it to be this balanced thing. And there's things to be said for balance, right? But also balance can be really sabotaging, because balance takes out like the excitement. Balance takes out the, like, just so much of the energy that actually kind of pushes us through to the next level, because balance is that contentedness, right? And when we're in that space of balance, contentedness, we're not pushing forward, we're not leaping forward, we're not doing the things that stretch us, we're sitting back and allowing it and feeling happier with where we are. So that was one of the things that I recognized, and this is going back a few years in my own life, and that was huge for me, seeing that actually that balance was almost this story I was using to stop myself from pushing forward. Like this belief of, oh, well, I can't have a happy family and a fabulously successful business. So what are the stories that are holding you back now? And one of the things that I know is a big one for people is the how to. So are you still with me? Where have we got to? Tell me. Are you with me? Let me see where we've got to. Okay. We've got, I choose a daily commitment to change. Yes, it frustrates me because I know you can do it. Absolutely. That balance for you too. Fabulous. Okay. Where have I got to with this? So once you know what your story is, choose to put something in place to stop you from going to that place. What are you going to put in place to support yourself? What are you going to put in place so that that story doesn't creep in? What are you going to put in place so that you really live into your new next level normal every single day? And if you come up with something that you've already said before, you need something different. You need something different. Put something else in, or choose something else. Or what is it that stopped you from really doing it last time? What's the next bit of the puzzle that you need to add in there? What was missing last time that you need this time that's really going to help you shift to that next level? Okay, so decide, what is the self-sabotage? What is that story? And what do you need to put in place so that you don't fall into that story this time? So this is the time that it's different. This is the time that you really do get those results. This is the time that you really do smash through that glass ceiling that you've created for yourself. This is the time you say, hell yes, I'm going all in. And you absolutely mean it, and you absolutely do it, and you absolutely then live and love and live into and breathe into all of those results and all of those desires that you want now, that you create them now. So, as the woman who is powerful, who is unstoppable, who is infinite, who can create anything that you really desire, as the woman who is choosing to go all in, as the woman who is absolutely committed to making those dreams a reality, to living life to the full, to having a huge impact, to having an income that feels fabulous and exciting, as the woman who chooses to say yes, 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 yes to everything that you desire, not only in your business, but also in your life, what is the action that you can do today? Because to get those results that we want, yes, we need to create the internal shift. We need the mindset. We need to work on the belief. We need to put ourselves in the frequency of believing, of taking action, of creating that momentum. And we need to absolutely take the action that supports it. I got a bit peed off the other day. I was listening to a coach online, someone who I do like, and I've done lots of her programs before, and there's this program that she's doing at the moment, and I'm part of the program, and I was listening to her, and she was talking about you don't have to do anything to get the results that you want. And she kept talking again and again and again about it. And she kept saying, you don't have to do anything. Like, you don't need to do anything to get the results that you want. But then in the next moment, she was saying, because I just take, like, all this action happens with ease. Like, I don't have to do anything to message my clients, and I don't have to do it. And I'm like, no, calling BS on that, I'm afraid, because you do have to do something. You do have to do something. Like, yes, we can be in that space where we're manifesting the results that we want, where we're attracting the things that we want into life, and we have to back it up with actual activity. We have to take the action. We have to show that we are really, really in for this, because the action gets the results. It's that powerful combination of the two, of the mindset, of the belief, of the energetic work, and of actually taking the action that matters, right? And doing it in the right space, doing it in that place of flow. So here's the next question for you, and this is really important. I want you to commit to doing this. I want you to commit to doing this now, because as we've talked about, lots of people get stuck in the how. Oh God, okay, so I've said, I've made that commitment. I'm like, yes, I'm all in. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm going to live in that next level version of myself, and it's doing this, and this. But how do I actually start bringing in more clients? How do I actually start making more money? How do I start actually making those 5, 10, 15, 20, 50K months that I really desire? How? Here's what I want you to go do. Because the how does matter, but the how does not need to be complicated. And this is where people fall down the hole, right? This is where they go down the rabbit hole, because suddenly they think, oh my God, to be getting these bigger results, I need to be taking totally different action. I need to be doing something magical and different. I need to learn the secret formula. I need to learn that super strategy that the big experts are using that I don't have right now and I don't know right now. This is where people get stuck on the how, because it's not the big things, it's the little things. You all have things available to you now, action you can be taking now that is going to get you those results quickly. So I want you to do a brainstorm at the end of this. Don't write out, don't leave me now. I want you to do a brainstorm on 20 ways you can get more visible and sell your services now. Let me say it again. 20 ways you can get more visible and sell your services now. I want you to do a brainstorm on it, and I want you to push yourself to that 20 ways. Because when you have those 20 ways sitting in front of you, suddenly you're not in scarcity around the how. It's not like, oh God, like, what can I do? What can I do? I've got no ideas. You're in abundance around the how. And that's the space that we want to be in. It's like, oh my gosh, look, all of these things are available to me now. I can choose any of these actions right now and know that I'm moving my business forward. And that is a beautiful, beautiful mindset place to be in. So I want you to create your brainstorm of 20 ways you can get more visible and sell your services now. I'm going to write that in the comments, actually. Oh, I can't write it in the comments. Where's my little thing gone? Okay, I'm not going to write it in the comments. Feel free, anyone, if you want to write it in the comments. There's a little prompt for people. 20 ways you can get more visible and sell your services now. Okay, once you've done that, you are going to feel in absolute abundance. Once you've done that, I want you to look at all those ideas, and I want you to say to yourself, I wonder what is going to feel the most fabulous action to take right now from all these options available for me. I wonder what that future version of myself, what that 20K version of myself, what that 50K a month version of myself, what would she be choosing from this list right now? What feels abundant and in flow and rich and fabulous and really at that next level? Pick your thing and go and take action on it now. Okay, right now. And this is something that I want you to actually go and do in the group. So this is up for all of you, and I really want to see it, because this is what makes a difference. I want you to decide what that thing is from your list, and I want you to commit to it, and I want you to go and take that action and then show us or tell us. So either take a photo of you doing it, take a photo of the post, put the live in, do whatever, or just tell us about what it is that you've done. Go and put it in the group now. And for people, so this is today's action. This is today's action point to be taken, and we're going to have an action point every single day of this challenge, because it is about the mindset and it's about taking the action. It's about actually stepping forward and actually putting it into place. So if you do the action every single day of this challenge that we talk about on the thing, you need to do it on the day, you need to share it in the group, tag me in so I see it, share it. There is a gift for you, because like this is the space we want to get into, right? Taking action, working quickly, not overthinking it. It's just like boom, 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 boom. These are my options. Yes, go. Because that next level version of you, that version of you that says hell yes, is a version of you who takes massive action. It's a version of you who just shouts hell yes and does it. There's no over thoughtfulness, there's no procrastination, there's no perfectionism, there's no overwhelm. It's just like, here's the idea, do it. And the more that we can train ourselves into doing that, the bigger results we're going to get, because it becomes effortless. It absolutely becomes effortless. And that's what the coach I was talking about, that's what she meant, right? What she meant was the action that you're taking becomes effortless. But we've got to take the action in the first place. And when you first start taking action, it probably won't feel effortless, right? Because you're in your stretch zone. It's new, it's next level, which is why most people aren't doing it, which is why you are the small percentage, which is why you are not normal, I'm afraid. None of us are normal. Because we want those bigger results. We want to move forward more quickly. We want to create bigger impact. We want those things, right? So therefore, we need to get comfortable being uncomfortable. We need to program ourselves to have the idea, take the action, have the idea, take the action, so that it becomes easy, so that it becomes effortless, so that we can wake up in the morning and it feels like, oh my gosh, life is so easy, business is so easy. I wake up and I do what I love to do all day. I wake up and all the action that I take totally flows. Sometimes we have to get over a hurdle before we can get into that flow, because it might feel scary, because it's outside of our comfort zone, because it's new, and we're probably going to have to learn new things as part of it. Little examples is, I remember going back years when I had to learn how to do Facebook ads. Oh my God, I was so far out of my comfort zone. I was in my freak out zone, right? But thank goodness that I did, because it makes a huge impact in my business now. When I first had to do Facebook Lives, totally in my freak out zone, but thank goodness that I did, because now I'm in my flow with them. I love doing them. I could give you a whole list of things that it was uncomfortable to start with, but by doing it, by choosing, we get into flow, it becomes easy. And that's when you can say, I grow my business with absolute ease. Like, I love what I do all day. It just feels easy. I don't even have to take any action, and the results show up. Okay, I need to leave it there. I've gone on longer than that I meant to. I hope that's useful. So what are your takeaways? What are your takeaways from today's training? Pop them in. Let me have a look at them. And are you committed to go and putting in the group? So put it as a post in the group. What are you doing today? What action are you taking from your 20 ways to get visible now? What is it you're doing right now, today, to actually take that action, to prove to yourself, because this is about prove to your subconscious mind that you are all in, that you are doing this, that you are going after these results, and it feels fabulous doing it. That's it for today. Tomorrow, we will be going live at 10:30 again, so come and join me. If you know people who would enjoy this, tag them in, tell them about it. Feel free to, you can't share it because it's in my group, so you can't share it. But if you see, I am going to be popping it on my business page, so feel free to share it from there. Go and have a fabulous, aligned, abundant day where you're taking the action, where you're showing up as the next level version of you, where you're saying hell yes now to everything that you want, and you're proving to yourself that you're doing it because you're taking action. So go do it now. Let me just have a look if any more things come in. Take an action now. Absolutely. Okay, everyone, go and have a fabulous day. Feel amazing. Go kick ass. Get those results. Be the next level version of yourself now. Go full in, say hell yes, and mean it rather than falling into the hype. That's it for now. I will see you tomorrow at 10:30 in the same place. I won't be late because I won't have a meltdown I won't have a Facebook meltdown, hopefully then. And I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye.